All right, good morning. Happy Wednesday. Thanks for joining us on Kare 11 Plus. I'm meteorologist Courtney Aitken. A little bit of a slick start to the day. We'll put your time lapse in motion. Most of the snow happened overnight last night, and it did accumulate. We were hoping that it wouldn't on roads, that is. We thought that the snow could accumulate on grassy surfaces, elevated surfaces, but we were hoping that the roads would be in good shape as we headed out the door this morning. Well, if you were out the door at 9-10 a.m., you probably did just fine on the commute. But for those early morning commuters, I'm talking 4, 5, 6 o'clock, those roads were dicey. Because of the snow that came in last night, we had partially, if not entirely, covered roadways right around sunrise this morning and a little bit prior to that. And of course, even when the roads weren't totally covered in snow or slush, we were below freezing in the 20s. So that meant widespread black ice was a concern. So all that to say, I hope that you made it to your destination or destinations safely this morning. We are going to see improving conditions into this afternoon. I'm in for John today and tomorrow. I'll be in for John as well Monday of next week, and then he'll be back on Tuesday. So he is still on spring break with the family, much deserved. And hey, if you miss him, he is still posting on Facebook about Minnesota weather on his vacation. He doesn't have to, but he wants to. He loves it, and that is dedication. So you're in good hands, and hopefully you can bear with me for just a few more days. Temperatures over the past 12 hours have been in the 20s for the most part. We were above freezing at around 8 o'clock last night. By 9 o'clock, 32. And then we have kind of just been hanging out in the 20s ever since. I will say that with those north breezes this morning, they haven't been constant. It's just an occasional gust that we would get there in the backyard. It makes it feel really chilly. So our official low this morning in the Twin Cities was 27. It felt a little bit more like 17, and for Princeton, lower 20s, 24 in Cambridge this morning. Grand Rapids, you woke up to 21. Brainerd, upper teens, 15 in Bemidji. And if you are waking up, or you did wake up, I should say, in northern Minnesota this morning, you actually missed that snowfall. So most of that was for central Minnesota, now moving on off into Wisconsin as it weakens. But roads looked just fine in far north Minnesota this morning. Let's talk morning lows over the next 5 days. Tomorrow morning 29, Friday morning 24, Saturday 25, and then look at Sunday. That low temperature dropping down, not even into the teens, but we're going straight down into the single digits. Monday close to 0, 1 degree for a low on your Monday morning. A reminder that, yes, it is still winter, and we've been talking about this temperature outlook just beyond the 7-day. We are still trending towards those cooler than normal temperatures for the Twin Cities and areas off to the north and west, including the Arrowhead and into the entirety of Wisconsin. Now, for the western part of the state, we're in the gray, which means it could go either way, and then further out to the west, looking at likely warmer than normal temperatures. Our highs also going to be impacted by these systems rolling through. We're in the 40s the rest of the week. That includes today, shooting for a high of 40. We'll go 47 tomorrow, 45 on Friday. That'll be the last of the 40s for a while because we drop into the 30s over the weekend. 36 on Saturday, cooler still on Sunday. Now, keep in mind the average high is 39, so we are going from seeing above average highs to below average highs in just a few days' time. Beyond the 7-day, though, there is relief. We're going to see those briefly cooler than normal temperatures, and then we make the transition into likely warmer than normal temperatures. That's through the next 8 to 14 days. So that should take us to about, I believe, the 20th or so of the month. We're most likely to see the warmer than normal temperatures in that far southwest corner of the state. So places like Laverne, looking at you, but Minneapolis, the Twin Cities, we also have a pretty good chance of seeing warmer than normal temperatures. Same with far western Wisconsin. So keeping an eye on that. But in the short term, we are clearing out today. It's still pretty cloudy as of about 9:30 this morning. We're going to get those clouds out of our way after lunch, and it will be 40 in the afternoon, but it will feel cooler because remember, we've got that breezy north wind. Tomorrow, we are mainly cloudy, and then into the evening, more precip is on the way. We have the chance for both rain and snow. Not likely to be mixed. I think it's going to be pure rain to the south and more just plain snow up to the north of the Twin Cities. And even after that, we're not done. Additional snow is expected as we head into the weekend. So here's what the rest of your Wednesday looks like. By 4 o'clock, I am expecting wall-to-wall sunshine, at least for a couple of hours. The clouds will build back in after the sun goes down, but at least you will be able to break out the sunglasses for your afternoon walk, and you'll still need the layers with those winds. So 40 today, windy, decreasing clouds, winds out of the north 10 to 15. The sun came up today at about 7:30, and it'll go down a little bit after 7 tonight. Take a look at the winds. 22-mile-per-hour wind gusts at about 3 o'clock today. Winds stronger to the south, nearing 30 miles per hour in Rochester. And then we get a little bit of a break from the winds as we get into our Thursday morning, just about 4 miles per hour. So we usually round that down and say calm winds. But as we get into tomorrow night with that next system moving in, the one that's going to bring us rain to the south and snow to the north, winds are going to get gusty again. 20 miles per hour easily in the Twin Cities, close to 40 in Rochester, same for Ortonville. So winds picking up with these next couple of systems. Friday morning, we wake up to gusty winds again, 40 miles per hour and up in Rochester. Look at La Crosse, 50 plus miles per hour. Friday is going to be a clear day, but it's also going to be a very windy day. And we've got the wind today too, not as aggressive as it will be Friday, but it will be gusty into our afternoon. Then by tomorrow afternoon and evening, we're going to start to see that rain. Rain transitions to snow Thursday overnight, but it's out of here by Friday morning. That's why we likely will not need a weather impact alert, but depending on how roads look, that of course could change. Then comes the snow. Saturday into Sunday, we're not tracking rain. That should be just pure snow, and there is the potential that there could be a lot of it. This could be one of our biggest snow makers in a while, but a lot could change between now and then because we're in a very active setup. Lots of low pressures moving through, and each and every one has an impact on the next system, if that makes sense. So let's track this out as we get into tonight, tomorrow, cloudy for most of the day tomorrow. Then as we get into the evening, snow to the north, rain to the south. I do think that we're going to lean more into the rain here for the Twin Cities. This moves out very quickly. By Friday morning, we are dry, we are very windy. Otherwise, Friday's a quiet day, just wind. Then we get into the weekend. Saturday, quiet to start. By evening, we have the chance for light snow. That snow chance really beefs up as we head into Sunday. I believe this here is the European model. This has the low pressure to the south of us, so that means we're on the cold side, and we could get multiple inches of snow here, but I'm still waiting on that agreement between the American model and the European model. We don't quite have that yet because, like I said, a lot could change. So here's what we do know. It's a larger storm system. Over the weekend, it's mostly snow, so we're not really looking for rain or a wintry mix. It's going to arrive by Saturday night, and then it's going to be with us into our Sunday. What about what can change? Well, the track of the low, that could change. Like I said, depending on what happens tomorrow night, that could have an impact on the track of the next low. Also, what could change is how much snow. That's why you've probably noticed I'm not throwing any totals at you. And you might be frustrated thinking, well, how much snow are we going to get? Spoiler alert, I don't know yet. So just try and be patient. We'll have more info as the data comes in. Also, this is a reminder that it is still winter. On March, we average a little bit more than 8 inches of snow, and then that average snowfall really drops off into the month of April. But again, we are not there yet. And it's a little bit jarring, right? Because we haven't really had much snow, if any, over the last couple of weeks, at least when it comes to measurable snow. Our snow depth was at 4 inches on the 26th, 2 inches on the 27th, and then it dropped to a trace, which we essentially round down to 0. So our snow depth has been pretty non-existent, and snowfall for the season up to this date has fallen behind. Twin Cities, for example, we average 42.9 inches. We're sitting at 38.2. So we are close to 10 inches of snow at a deficit. right now. So we haven't had a very snowy year. It has felt like a cold year, and that's true, but it hasn't been a very snowy year. Now for St. Cloud, you averaged 38.2. You're sitting at 30.8 as of this morning. Duluth, 72.6. You're more than 10 inches behind schedule, 60.9 as of this morning. And International Falls, also behind, 61.1 is the average, 48.6. That is the reality. Let's get the breakdown on the forecast. We'll go today, tonight, tomorrow, and then we'll take a look at the 7-day. Today, 40 in the Twin Cities. Just remember, with the winds, it'll probably feel like mid and lower 30s at any given point. 39 in St. Cloud today. We'll go 38 in Brainerd. Below freezing for International Falls, even into the warmest part of the day. 33 in Moorhead, 45 in Laverne. Headed into tonight, mid-20s here for the Twin Cities. 11 in Duluth. Teens in Grand Rapids, single digits in International Falls. Still winter up there. 22 in Rochester tonight, 22 also in Alexandria. And then as we get into tomorrow, it'll be quiet for most of the day. Expect more clouds than sun. Highs warmer than today, 47 in the Twin Cities, 39 in St. Cloud, 37 in Brainerd, 42 Rochester. Look at these 50s, 50 in Jackson tomorrow, 56 in Laverne, 30s for most of northern Minnesota. And as we get into the evening hours, that is when we will be tracking the rain for southern Minnesota and the snow for northern Minnesota. Let's go ahead and break down the 7-day forecast. We did have a weather impact alert in effect earlier this morning. That has since been allowed to expire because those road conditions are improving. And as those clouds decrease and the sun comes out this afternoon, your evening commute is going to be just fine. So no need to stress about that. High near 40 today. We'll drop into the mid-20s overnight tonight, getting up to 47 tomorrow afternoon with that chance of rain and snow in the evening. More rain to the south, more snow to the north. Friday, a very windy end to the week. Upper 20s in the morning, 40s in the afternoon, and those could be the last 40s that we see for at least a handful of days. You'll notice the weekend we drop into the 30s. 38 on Saturday, and it looks like we may be snow-free for most of the day Saturday. So if you are looking to make those weekend plans, Saturday is probably a better day for that than Sunday because the system moves in Sunday night and then it's Saturday night, and then it's with us all day Sunday. That could give us multiple inches. Once again, I'm not going to throw any potential totals at you just yet because it is too soon to know and a lot could change. Beyond that, we know that temperatures are going to cool down even more, but just how chilly it gets, say Monday, Tuesday, that all depends on how much snow we get because that snowpack has a really big impact on our temperatures. So expect 20s at the early part of next week, and low temperatures may even be in the single digits. I have about a minute left, so I want to walk you through that next system one more time, just because it's an interesting setup here. As we head through the rest of the day today, we'll see sunshine. It'll be just fine. Your evening commute, chef's kiss. Perfect, right? Then as we get into tomorrow night, not quite the same. It should be mostly rain here for the Twin Cities, and then for northern Minnesota, the Arrowhead, International Falls, you'll all be getting some snow tomorrow night. It's a pretty quick moving system though. It's in and out. This is 2 a.m. as we head into Friday, and really the entirety of this system is already moving into Wisconsin. We're done with it. So I think that for Friday morning, roads really shouldn't be too bad, especially since we're mainly expected to get rain here locally. Friday itself, chilly and very, very windy. And then we get into the weekend. The first half of your Saturday looks okay. We have snow moving in, should be light at first Saturday evening. Then this could be the kicker here. Sunday, that system has the potential to drop multiple inches of snow. So Sunday is the day that you're really going to want to be flexible with when it comes to the long-term forecast. Let's take one last look at your 7-day forecast before I let you go. We do not have that weather impact alert anymore. That expired earlier this morning, so the rest of the day looks good. Decreasing clouds, a high near 40. Tomorrow, we're a little bit warmer, 47. That's not too bad. Rain and snow possible in into the evening. Friday, we round out the week with dry conditions, but very windy. And into the weekend, we are tracking snow and colder temperatures, 30s for your highs Saturday, Sunday.